I call myself an ecological garden, which is what I do now. I basically try and restore degraded habitats. They tend to be 60, 70, 80 hectares in size. That's what I do now. I'm in a sense on my way out. I'm starting to stop field work because I'm 73 now, and I thought it's time to sort of hang up my boots. But it's because I want to write. I want to get back to writing, which I enjoy immensely. So I write about trees and plants and landscapes. That's what I enjoy. Most of my work has tended to be in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, this kind of area. Film for me is something I left behind a long time ago. I gave up filmmaking in 1994. Walked away from filmmaking because I didn't see any easy possibilities of finding money to make another film after I'd made 3 films. I got the feeling that the only way to get any funding for another film would have been to go to Bombay, go to Bollywood, with my hands folded, and an apology on my lips to say, basically, look, I'm really sorry for making the kind of films that I made. I'm now willing to make your kind of films, which I wasn't. Please give me money, but it just didn't seem like something I wanted to do. So I walked away from cinema in '94 without really knowing what to do. But my journey led me into ecology, into restoration, into plants, into all that. So that's where I am now. I basically came back to Delhi with nothing to show for 3 years of work that I'd done. And then I said, and in the meantime I've been learning about trees in an amateur way, in the way that you might learn about bird watching or stamp collecting. So I used to, I was learning about trees in Pachmari, but didn't know a lot. I just was tree spotting with a forester friend. Came back to Delhi, said, look, I got to do something that doesn't involve a lot of money, doesn't involve government for Christ's sake, doesn't involve a huge crew, but just something that is as good or as bad as I am. So not something that is hugely collaborative like a film is. And I looked across from outside my front door and I realized that there was a tree growing on the other side of the road that I couldn't recognize. I said, look, I've lived here for 15 years and I don't know what that tree is. That's really shocking. So I decided to do a book about, in fact not a book, I said I'll do a little pamphlet about Delhi's trees. And I thought, I'll spend a few months, find out what they are, maybe if nobody publishes it, I'll photocopy it and circulate it to 30 friends. And that's how the book started. And then if you have an anal personality like I have, once you start something, you just go on and on and on, go deeper and deeper. So finally in 2006, the book came out. So I spent 6-7 years working with it. And it finally became a book about every single tree that I saw in this city, even if it was a ikka-dukki kind of tree growing in some of these. And that was the idea, to sort of, to make it into a field guide. And to make it easy for people who are complete amateurs like I've been,
yes,
to explore the city through its trees, and it's been very good fun for me to realize that it's going to work for a lot of people. A lot of people will keep it in their car and go out of their head, things like that. So it's been. I have many favorite trees. Do you have the time?
Okay.
Yeah, so I've just come back from a trip in Gwalior and then on the Chambal and then in Ranthambore. And I took some pictures of a tree that I'm very, very fond of. That is called the Dhaw in Delhi, it's called the Dhok in Rajasthan, it's called the Kardai in MP, it's got different names. It's a tree that is only found along the Aravallis. So it's it's got a very limited range. And it grows almost like a monoculture on steep rocky slopes. And we tend to sort of be suspicious of monocultures because we think that these are natural monocultures. And this tree is a habitat specialist. And I'll show you a picture just now, it's just the most gorgeous looking tree. And if you get a little bit of rain in May, like we've had, the tree just goes pale green and you just get these clouds of, literally like clouds of, cumulus clouds of green on these steep rocky slopes, and it's just magnificent. But I like this tree also because it forms clonal forests,
Right.
which means that you have a tree that finds it difficult for its seeds to germinate in this rocky kind of harsh terrain. So it will send suckers, which are different from roots on the ground. And another tree, seemingly a different tree, will come up, but actually it's a sucker,
Right.
this tree. So you can actually have hundreds of trees that are actually just one tree, one organism, all have the same DNA. So when people say, what's the largest living organism on Earth? It's not a sequoia, it's not a whale, it's one of these clonal forest trees. Yeah. So it's a very remarkable tree, actually, very, very good. Nasi Saab was a bit, when I look back at Nasi Saab now, I was making my first film, my cameraman was shooting his first feature film, my sound recordist was recording his first feature film, all my actors were doing their first films, my art director was doing his first film. I was crazy. I mean, I would never have the guts to do it today, you know. But the formula in those days, I'm talking of 82, 83, 84, was that there was a particular kind of art house movie being made in this country, which had Nasiruddin Shah or Om Puri or Shabana Azmi or Smita Patil, or there was this phalanx of about 10 actors and actresses who defined what Muslim was about. And it became very sort of stereotypical and boring after a while. So same people again and again and again. And so I decided I wanted to take the risk, and I did. And I made mistakes. I mean, when I look at the film now, I wince every now and again. I go, oops, why did I film it like that? But it was fresh. It was, there were some really nice performances. Ravi Yadav was just wonderful. He won some awards. So it was worth the risk. I think it was worth taking that risk. It was worth making the mistakes I made. And yeah, that was the way it was.
Right.
Zero bata zero. No, I don't go anywhere close to cinema. Partly because I'm having such fun doing what I'm doing. But I've probably now completely lost touch with the technology which we are using. Somebody's making a film about my work now. I'm just the subject of it. I'm not behind the camera in any sense, and I don't interfere. No, I don't have anything to do with cinema. I do have thoughts sometimes. I see something and I go, wouldn't that make a beautiful scene? No, I'm not tempted to do anything in cinema.